What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be your review for Pose Season 2, Episode 7. So let me say this to y'all. Pose, what I keep telling y'all, y'all not going to have me in here crying every goddamn week. I was already having a bad day. So the tears was already right there anyway. And then you just going to bloop, 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 bloop. Y'all going to stop playing with me. But anyway, we start this episode off, baby. Vogue is dead. Vogue is dead. Damon's classes have disappeared. Remember, 2 weeks ago they was begging him to add classes. Now they dropping his classes. His money is funny. Because of course, he works at the YMCA. It's donations, and if ain't nobody there taking the classes, ain't no donations to be had. The ballroom, is a lot lighter, right? It's a lot lighter because, like as Pray Tell says, the looky loos have left the building. And the lady at the YMCA told Damon, she said, "Look, it ain't nothing we can do to put Vogue back on the charts. It's moved on." She said, "White people come to visit, but they never move in." And she said, "Hey, you want to teach some MC Hammer classes?" And he was like, "Ain't nobody teaching no MC Hammer," So that's what we're dealing with. So Damon and Ricky have fallen into a funk. Ricky not getting any callbacks on any jobs. Damon, like I said, he's got a lot of free time now because he's not doing his classes down to the Y. Him and Ricky are like best friends now. They're not intimate, but they're like best friends. Um, Blanca is still dealing with her lawsuit with Frederica, and I think I called that Patty Lapone. I think I called her Rita. I think I was trying to call her Rita Moreno last week, but I know it's Patty Lapone. I think I just said the wrong Broadway star. Um, and Lulu is losing it. She's down. Everybody's worried about Lulu. She look like she's strung out. She's high, drunk. So of course, being Blanca being who she is, she went to go check on Miss Lulu and tried to have a conversation with her, and she was like, "Look, ever since Candy left, I was just losing it. I didn't realize how much Candy really took care of until she wasn't here to take care of it. And on top of that, I just miss her. I miss her. And so, Blanca's talking to Pray Tell, like, look, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these kids. They're really tripping, like they're really doing their own thing, and I'm really kind of struggling with the whole thing right now. And Pray Tell said, I got something for them. We as the elders in the community, we need to when we were coming up, we had people that taught us and showed us the way. And so we're gonna have to just kind of take them under our wing and just kind of give them something to look forward to and something to do so that they're not dwelling on what they don't have. And Pray Tell gets all of them together and they tell them that they're about to run a caper. They are going to target Frederica's summer home because, of course, Blanca can kill two birds with one stone. Frederica then put um, article on page 6 that her and the protesters left hypodermic needles and condoms all over the place when they were protesting. Of course, again to continue to push that stereotype of HIV and all of that, and that these are just promiscuous, sex crazed, gay kids. So they decided they are going to pull a caper, and then Pray Tell tells them to act up, wants them to do, something as far as in regards to the prank. And so you see them sitting together and then brainstorming and trying to come up with what they're going to do. And Lulu is like, you know what? I used to be smart. She said, I went to community college. I used to be smart. She said, but I just feel like I'm just so dumb these days. Like I just don't have it. And Ricky was like, "That's what they want," or it was either Ricky or one of them. Was like, "That's what they want. They want you to feel like you're not good enough." He said, "We're gonna come up with something." And so Lulu comes up with the idea. She actually comes up with the idea they want to do a giant condom, but they're trying to figure out what material they're going to use, how they're going to do it, right? Lulu comes up with the idea that they are going to use one of a company that makes the big bouncy houses and get them to make one. But of course, that costs money. They got to figure out where they're going to get the money from. Who they going to get the money from? Y'all know who they're going to get the money from. Miss Electra herself, darling. But we'll get back to Miss Electra in a moment, okay? So let's get back to uh y'all, my brain took a brain fart. Angel, whew. See, here's why I get confused, y'all, because Angel and Poppy, right? Poppy's real name is Angel, right? So my brain, I always want to call him Angel instead of her Angel because he's Angel in real life. Neither here nor there. Angel and Poppy. Angel and bought Poppy breakfast in bed, and they're doing this whole flirt thing, and they're all, Angel is giving it she's giving it to him thick like she used to do down at the piers, honey. And they flirt and they're doing their thing. I don't know if they had decided to become official at this point, but we're going to get there very quickly. So she gets a phone call and it's from Miss Ford, and Angel has just booked. Well, no, before we get there, Angel's been invited to this society party. And it's, Poppy is talk, joking with her like, huh. So, oh, you really didn't hit the mountaintop now. That's like hoity-toity. That's like the rich folk. Like you really moving and shaking with the big wigs. And Angel's like, it's what it is. It's industry. It's whatever. She's like, I really don't like being in those rooms. Because y'all know Angel is still very much self-conscious about a lot of stuff, and she's still worrying about getting clocked. She is still worried that somebody is going to clock her, which is Poppy keeps reassuring her that it's not going to happen, but it is a very real fear. Because there are a lot of people that, it's a real fear. Anyway, we need to go down that road. So the phone rings and she gets in. It's Miss Ford, and Miss Ford has just booked her for, I think it said the Bobby. It starts with a B, but anyway, a big campaign, like probably one of the big, not probably the biggest campaign that Angel had been booked for up until this point. And so she is so excited. She is so her and Poppy, that's they like that. She's like, well, you know what, we got to really celebrate now, and I want you to go to the party with me um as my boyfriend. And I'm sure part of it is because she really wants Poppy to be with her, but part of it is she wants that, again, to continue that illusion of having a boyfriend, kind of situation. So they end up going to this party, baby. They're having themselves a good time. They go up to the VIP, and people are just doing lines of coke right out there in the open. And Poppy was like, so they're just gonna do coke right here? And Angel was like, baby, we in VIP. That's what they do. So he invited them to take a line, and Angel get ready to go down and do it. And Poppy like, oh, wait a minute, we good. We don't need it. And you could see in Angel's face, she wasn't necessarily happy about that. So then the guy kind of tries to convince them again. And Poppy was like, you know what, where's your bathroom? Let's go. And he takes her out and he was like, look, you already know how Blanca feel about this. Like, I was homeless for 2 months because I was selling weed and you about to sit here and do some coke. And she was like, it's not coke. It's a pharmaceutical. You heard what the man said. It's not the same thing. It's the same stuff. Probably talking about some, oh, so it's like the vitamins we take at home. Yeah, yeah. I said, now, Poppy, you are too damn street. Now, Angel maybe, but Poppy, you too damn street smart to go for that. You knew what the hell you was doing. Baby, they go back in there and they do that coke and they party like it's 1999 up in that bitch. Do you hear me? They are getting it in. They are. And they go home that night and they make love. I feel like that was probably the first time they did. And Angel tell Poppy, I love you. And Poppy tells Angel, I love you too. And honey, they in their own little world. We'll get back to them. So Lulu goes to Electra for the money. Because of course Electra got the money. What they need, they explain to Electra what the situation is. And of course Electra was like, child, hell no. She said, I'm a single mother out here. I got kids to feed. I got a house to take care of. Ain't nobody got time for that. And Lulu, this is what I love about Lulu. Because Lulu knew how to play her. Lulu said, remember when you got that? And, she said, I still feel like you got robbed with that Marie Antoinette. I mean, it was brilliant. I mean, you had a guillotine and everything. She said, yeah, but that pray tell and his he took my, he's messing with my legend, my iconic status. She said, yeah, because he was upset that you didn't participate in that protest. Wouldn't this be a perfect way to get in good? Wouldn't this be a perfect way to get to show that you are down for the community? Like if you were to give us this money, everybody would know that you did it. Everybody would know that we couldn't have done it without you. And Lectra's kind of thinking. She's like, said, okay, I'll tell you what. All right, I'll give you the money. How much do you need? They said $2,500. She said, goes in her little glove, baby, and she pulls out $1,000. She said, "Here go 1,000." She said, "I would not dare rob you of the." What did she say? I forgot how she worded it, but basically, she was like, "I wouldn't dare rob you of the chance to of the satisfaction of being able to earn it on your own." She said, "And I know just the way you want to do it, baby." She pulls out a dominatrix outfit for Miss Lulu, and she takes Lulu on as her little protege, and she takes Lulu into the room with her, and she has a client in there, and she tells the client, she said, "Look." She said, "This is my assistant, and she charges double." So Lulu get in there and get to spanking up on the man and doing what she do, honey. So they raise the rest of the money, needless to say. So next thing you know, we got to act up. I mean, they're going up to upstate New York. They're staying at a little no-tell motel, and of course, y'all know it. And first of all, I don't even know why Lecture was there. I'm pretty sure that was a contingent upon her participate. I mean, her money being involved. But y'all know Lecture ain't had no business being there. They get out the. She said, "Surely, surely, there's another accommodation we can have." And Nurse Judy was like, "Look, we got two rooms, one for the boys, one for the girls. Let's do this." And Electra talking about something. I'll take the bed. No, I'll take the most comfortable bed. I hate to be the one to tell you, Electra, all them beds probably feel the same, baby. All them beds feel the same. And she was just like, so she do it, Electra was being Electra, y'all. They go into the room, the guys in the room, and Pray Tell takes his bed, and of course it's just Ricky and um Damon left. Damon said, "I'm not sleeping in the bed with him." Ricky was like, "Oh, you don't trust yourself?" He was like, "No, I don't trust you." So he goes to get a cot. And while he's gone, Pray Tell and Ricky get to talking. I thought the conversation was going to go in a different direction. I thought they were going to talk about the whole situation with Damon, but they didn't. Um, and I kind of felt like Damon was kind of flirting with Pray Tell a little bit, or kind of even, I ain't gonna say he flirted with him, but looking like, You know, Damon is. I mean, Ricky is an all time. He's just a big old full time hoe. I kind of had some. I kind of had some hope for Damon, but then when I felt like I kind of got that vibe that Damon was kind of flirting with Pray Tell, I was like, come on here. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see. Um, HIV comes up, and I'm trying to remember how it was mentioned. Somehow another HIV was mentioned, and I don't remember how now. But Ricky, damn it, Ricky. I was right the first time. Ricky confides in Pray Tell that he got a phone call from Chris. And he said, Chris called me before we left today. He was crying and upset. He tested positive. And Pray Tell was like, "But I thought you said you didn't have sex with him. Why are you upset?" "I mean, I just let him suck my dick." Pray Tell gave him that look like, "Yeah, all right." You still can't be honest. You know what I mean? You still can't tell the truth and be honest because, anyway, so then he makes his little comments about this, a little comment about it being a mess, him being a messy bottom. Pray Tell said, "Don't do that." He said, "We can't keep tearing each other down. Don't be mad at a man because he finds love the way he finds love, and his way of being intimate is different from yours. Don't do that. We're not going to judge." He says, "But what you're going to do is you're going to get tested." He gonna say, "I gotta get tested again." Yeah, you gotta get tested again. Somebody you've been intimate with just tested positive, fool. He said, "And you're gonna be honest with Damon. You got to tell Damon." So they have that moment. And then Damon comes in and kind of moves on from there. So the next day they get up, they go down to the neighborhood. Nurse Judy then called the local news so they could get it on the news, and they got a lecture on the damn lookout. They had already gone up to the house and measured the house to make sure that they had, that the condom was going to be big enough and all of that. And they said, so we got to hurry up and get this done for the police show up, because we in the kind of neighborhood where not only neighbors call the police, but the police show up quick. Ain't none of that 911 is a joke around here. So everybody's got a job to do except for Miss Electra, who got herself, she got on this suit with heels and a parasol. Okay? A parasol, talking about how hot it is. So she ends up, one of the neighbors walks up, and Electra ends up being the distraction, and they're videotaping it, and the news is there to record it and everything. And she goes up to the neighbor and she said, "What's this all about?" She was like, "Oh, we're tenting for termites." She said, "But Frederica knows all about it." And the neighbor was like, "I doubt it." She said, "Well, yeah, we just dined last week at," she named some restaurant. She said, "And she told me how much she just loves you." She said, "Now I know you lying. That's the worst damn neighbor I've had. I could care less if she drops dead and dies." She said, "But I'm still calling the police." Honey, if Electra didn't read her ass, talking about something, you should be ashamed for coming outside in that house coat. And baby, she read her down, okay? But of course, the woman then ran off to go call the police. So they're like, "Look, we gotta hurry up. We gotta hurry up." So the news interviews them, and they go on to just basically say, "We want to rate. We're doing this to raise awareness about the use of condoms. Like the church and other places are still telling people that using a condom is not, that you shouldn't use a condom, but we know right now that that is the most effective way of preventing the spread of the disease." And then Pray Tell goes on to say, "Look, and if you think this disease ain't coming for you, you got another thing coming. Like, it's gonna come to your heterosexual household sooner rather than later." So, baby, they blow that daggone condom up, honey. That thing was hilarious. Okay. And it was perfect. It looked, and that's what it looked like too, a giant damn condom. So they get back to the house and they celebrate and they all cooked and everything. They getting ready because they're gonna all have a big dinner. And Damon ends up walking in on Angel and Poppy. Now, I thought he was walking in on Angel and Poppy about to get it in. He walking in on Angel and Poppy getting high. Damon said, "What the hell are y'all doing?" And Poppy tried to tell Damon, "Oh, it's nothing, it's nothing." Damon said, "Look, I ain't that damn naive. I know a Coke spoon when I see a Coke spoon. What are y'all doing in here? Y'all know how mother feels about drugs. Poppy, you of all people know." Poppy was like, "Look, it's no big deal. It was a party favor." They were like, "No." He said, "How the hell y'all afford some damn cocaine? You know how expensive cocaine is?" "I mean, it was a party favor. It's no big deal." Angel throws the spoon out the window like, "Look, it's over. It's done, okay? Just don't say anything to mother. Don't say anything to mother." Damon was like, "When she find out, y'all gonna be laying next to Candy." And that was when I knew. Well, I knew when she did it. I said, "Don't do this. Don't do this, Angel." I knew that Angel couldn't be a one stop, hit it and quit it social drug. Now maybe Poppy can, and he might not even be able to do it. But Angel certainly does not have the temperament to be I'm, I'm only going to do a couple of lines at the party. And you can already see that it's affecting Angel. And I'll be honest with you, I think Angel was already doing it before she took Poppy to that damn party. I just think that because she was too quick. And when Poppy first said no, she wasn't happy. I think she was already doing the shit, to be honest with you. And I think that she hasn't, that her addiction is further along than what we feel or what we see in this episode. So they end up having dinner, and everybody is happy with themselves, and everybody is feeling themselves and proud of what they accomplished and proud of what they did. And Ricky ends up telling, Pray Tell was getting ready to get into one of his little speeches, and Ricky said, he said, "Tonight it's about the kids." He said that, "I want to thank y'all for seeing that we needed something and getting us out of our funk. Like, I want to thank you for doing that for us." And Lulu goes on to say, "Look, I've been in a bad place ever since Candy. I wasn't in a good place." Oh no, that's later on. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. Um, and then they start talking about what their next caper is gonna be, and Pray Tell was like, "That's on y'all. Y'all figure out what y'all, that's on y'all. Y'all figure out what y'all gonna do next. Y'all figure out how this thing is gonna go down, you know. And come up with it yourself." So they're really excited. They got their fire back in their belly. They ready to get this thing going, ready to do this thing. And they have a good moment. I thought the episode was over. I didn't feel like it had been an hour, but in my mind, I was like, "Hey, we can end it right here." But no, this is where polls get you because they always got more to it, right? They always giving you a little bit more. And I was just like, "Oh, here we go." So we see Blanca down at her nail shop. She got her shop back. She said that Frederica fast tracked the lawsuit because she was so certain that she was going to win. And the judge ruled against her and gave Blanca her shop back. So you see Blanca with her client, and Her client is like, look, you do the best nails in town. I'm glad you won. Here you go. Keep the change. Blanca turns around to get herself a fresh towel out her little machine. And who is sitting is Miss Frederica. And y'all know what's so funny about this whole conversation? It was so ironic, this whole conversation, because Frederica starts talking about how much you ruined my reputation. And do you know that how hard it is for a woman in real estate for you to do this to me? And then what you did to, she said, it's one thing for business, but you desecrated my home. And do you understand the people up there already don't, look their noses down at me, and now you've given them even more reason to think that I'm just trash. And I'm thinking to myself, do you hear how damn crazy you sound? Because that's exactly what you were doing to the gay community. Exactly. And then Blanca says, don't underestimate me. Don't ever underestimate me. And she said, well, you be careful. And because this neighborhood isn't improving as fast as I thought it would. She said, is that a threat? You saying you're gonna send somebody down here to break my legs or something? She said, oh no. I'm just saying, don't underestimate me either. I said, so this ain't the last that we're gonna see in Miss Frederica. Y'all already know how that's gonna go down. It's gonna be some more shit with that. So then we see Lulu and Blanca having a heart to heart. And this is where I was getting ahead of myself, but this is where Lulu, tells Blanca, look, I was already in a bad place before Candy, but that just added to it. And, I really, really appreciate you being there for me. Now, I'm gonna pause here for a quick second. I read some comments in I don't know if you guys review El Teddy 27. If you don't, go click over right now. Well, not right now, at the end of my video. You click over and go look at El Teddy 27. He does a really, really good breakdown of the shows that he reviews. I love his Queen Sugar reviews because there's so much symbolism in Queen Sugar, and he's an English teacher. And a lot of times he really breaks down that symbolism. But I'm saying that to say, last week, somebody put a comment under his video about they're tired of Blanca being so perfect, and that something needs to happen to sort of tarnish her halo a little bit. And I don't disagree with that sentiment. I don't want to see it, because I do love Blanca and I love what she brings as far as that being everybody's mother thing. But I do understand what they're saying. And it just reminded me again in this moment, because once again, who was the one that saved everybody? Pray Tell got the kids together and gave them the caper, but she was the one that went and got Lulu off the damn stage. And so once again, I remember that comment, it just popped in my head. So anyway, next we see, this way I broke down, y'all. This way they got me. Next we see Pray Tell and Ricky. Pray Tell went with Ricky down to the HIV to go get tested. Well, actually, he'd already been tested. They called him down there for his results. So of course he's nervous. And he said, this is the first time I've done this without Damon to hold my hand. And so Pray Tell takes his hand. He said, this is what being an adult is. He said, just like paying your water bill, just like paying your taxes. That damn Ricky gonna say, well, I ain't never paid taxes. Pray Tell said, do I have to teach you everything? He said, but, Damon said, but I really do appreciate you being here for me. And he calls him daddy. Pray Tell said, now, wait a minute. Like I ain't your, like, I'm older. I'm an elder, but I am not your damn daddy. And that's when when I picked up on the vibe before, oh, it was there. He gonna say, well, maybe I like a daddy. And Pray Tell moved away from him. But I think Pray Tell in the back of his mind had a question mark, like, maybe. I don't know. We're gonna see. But I didn't get the impression that Pray Tell was as mortified as probably he should have been. You feel what I'm saying? Anyway, so Damon goes in for his results, and the doctor was very, Ricky, and the doctor was very matter of fact. Okay, you're positive, so who can we refer? Do you have a doctor, or do we need to refer you to somebody? Ricky was like, whoa, stop, what? I'm sorry, say that again. The doctor said you're positive. She said, were you expecting a different result? He said, yeah, of course I was. She said, well, in your questionnaire, you said that you have had multiple sex partners and you rarely use a condom. Did you really think your result was going to be different? And so he, has that whole moment of run the test again. And she was like, we ran it twice. And, she said, look, he said, well, I'm not having any symptoms. She said, everybody is not. doesn't have symptoms. But that doesn't change the result, you know, and I'm sorry, but you are HIV positive. And so, you know, you see Ricky sort of just kind of coming down off of it and calming down a little bit. And, you know, he was like, well, I guess that's it, you know. And I thought he was going to lie. I thought he was going to tell Pray Tell everything was good, but he didn't. He came out and, you know, he let Pray Tell know, no, I got it. And, you know, Pray Tell, he said, I'm so sorry. He said, but we're going to get through this. And, you know, Ricky was like, I'm going to die. I'm going to die. Pray Tell said, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not going to die. And they standing in the middle of that day, and Ricky breaks down, baby. He cries something terrible. And him and Pray, that's where we leave with him and Pray Tell standing in the middle of that damn waiting room. And I'm sure everybody in that waiting room is thinking the same thing, like, damn. You know what I mean? You see other people nervous, holding their little cards, their little number that they're gonna call their number, and everybody in there is, you know, they trying not to look, but looking at the same time because, you know, the whole situation is so real. Last but not least, that, and I knew this was gonna happen too when we saw Angel getting high. That big photo shoot that Angel had, she's late for. She's running 2 hours late. Her and Dan Poppy show up looking fucked up, looking like the night before. And Miss Ford is like, why in the world would you go out partying the night before the biggest break of your career? And she sits down and has a heart to heart with Angel. And Angel, you know, Angel doing that tough girl. You don't know me. You don't know my story. She said, haven't we danced this dance before? Haven't we done this before? She said, look, you were on the verge of giving everything you told me you wanted. And I've seen girls like you before. They come in and they burn out. She said, is that what you want? You want to burn out? And Angel just kind of sitting there, not, you know, non-responsive, whatever. She turns to the crew. She says, look, hair and makeup, y'all know what to do. Get her together. Get her together. And guess who the photographer is? The guy that took the pictures, that clocked her. I said, mm-hmm. So we're gonna see where that goes. We're gonna see where that goes. All right, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.